So welcome. You're watching the Get Busy Livin podcast, and I'm Dr. Scott from 16 Second Puncher and the Healthy Habits Club. And we've got an awesome guest this morning, the wonderful Andrea's son from Intuitive Ease Academy. Thank you so much for joining us, Andrea.
Thank you so much, Dr. Scott. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and I'm so excited to chat with you today.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Can't wait to hear the gold nuggets you have to offer
It's
the
been
audience.
a lot lately. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start off with the first question. So tell us, Andrea, what gets you out of bed every morning?
First of all, shall I say what I do? Like, give you a bit of an idea? Okay. What gets me out of bed?
That's the second question.
Okay. Okay. So what I do, what gets me out of bed is this passion that I really have to really empower clients and practitioners, soulpreneurs and coaches to really trust themselves and have unshakable confidence in their intuition and how to maintain their health and energy regardless of what's happening in the outside world, because it's about bringing the chi back. So that's my passion, and my passion is to support generational impact for health and abundance for your children and your children and your children's children.
Very cool. So basically you're helping the community with mindset. That's what it sounds like.
So it's mindset, it's health, it's abundance, but it's but really embodying that on a nervous system level, on an emotional stability level, because as we know, the nervous system does go up and down, regularly. And with the cyclones of Brisbane and the fires and the wars and the doom and gloom on the news, talking about World War III in Europe and all sorts of things, this is actually changing our nervous system all the time. So to actually really strengthen that at a solid core, regardless of what's happening on the outside.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't watch the news, so it's all good.
Yeah, same here. I switched mine off after the floods. I switched my TV off.
Well, that's right. Yeah, well, it's been a while since we had a cyclone in Brisbane. It's been a while, but we still have them. But it wasn't that big anyway. It was just a 1 or 2 cat. So there you go. Same old, make a big drama out of nothing. So let's get into what you do. So the second question is, what got you into Intuitive Ease Academy?
Okay, so backtrack about 30 odd years ago. I'm from New Zealand. I'm New Zealand born Chinese, as you can see. I'm not a Maori, by the way. Someone did ask me that once when I worked in Switzerland. I had curly black afro hair, and the German Swiss were asking me from where I was coming from, and I said New Zealand. They said you must be a Maori. So I'm not a Maori. I'm a New Zealand born Chinese, and originally I was working as a fashion accessories buyer in a department store, buying handbags, gloves, scarves, and I had a retail budget, and I was buying for 3 stores. It was a really great job. Bottom line is I lost my joy. I felt like a robot. I felt like I was on automatic. I went away for 4 days and nights, came away and wrote and journaled, went inside and discovered I needed to find the real Andrea. Away from her family conditioning, away from her patterning, her cultural family, Chinese culture of struggle, survival mentality. And so I felt really called to go to London. So 4 months later, I was in London on a one-way ticket, on as a working holiday. I was away for 2.5 years. And when I was there, I really felt like, I think I'll do a massage course just to get in touch with my body. Like it wasn't thinking about anything to do with business, just to get in touch with my body, just because I love massage and touch. And out of the blue, I ended up by qualifying, getting a certification, doing remedial massage from home originally in London. I'd market myself by actually going, because I didn't know anybody. I'd market myself by going to the 3 top health shops and gyms right near where I lived, and gave a free massage to the owners there, and they would send people along. So I was started from there, and I was working in health gyms, and then I had a very strong intuitive calling to move to Australia to support peace, which is very dear to my heart. And I didn't know anybody, and I didn't have a job, and I just knew one person actually. So I moved to Australia, and on trust, following my intuition. And I gave myself a ticket. If I couldn't find a job or anything, I'd actually go back to New Zealand and stay with mum and dad. So that was the plan. And so what happened was miracles happened. Everything fell into place. And I actually ended up by working and getting offered to work as a remedial massage therapist at a 5-star hotel in a health clinic in Brisbane. And at that time, there was the beauty therapist that built it up to 6 clients a week. And after a year, I built it up to 27 clients a week. So, and I had no database, no social media, no funding. Okay. It was all with mindset and giving an exceptional service, and also mastering my skill as a massage therapist. I find the best massage therapist in Brisbane, swap every Friday for 10 years to master my skill. So it was the old school way of energetic marketing. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And I ended up by training a team of massage therapists in advanced skills and marketing and client care and practitioner care, because I discovered a lot of them didn't know how to look after themselves. So that led on to, I was doing remedial massage at this 5-star hotel. And even though I was getting great results with people with back pain, for 20 years, and it would take a few months, and sometimes it would take a few weeks, depends on the person, often the thing would reoccur. And it was like, how can I really help people maintain their health without having to be dependent on coming to me for the next 30 years? Like, I was just trying to find a creative solution. So I got this intuitive insight to go and study acupuncture. So here I am at 38 years old, studying acupuncture full time. It was total overwhelm. I thought I was going to fail every subject because I'd struggled at school. I even had to do chemistry, went from 23% to 92%. I had to pass everything. It was, and you know how that is. It's full on while you're working and running a clinic and doing a massage clinic, full on. But I managed to pass. And then the acupuncture really made a difference to the results I was getting with clients, as you know, because you're a brilliant acupuncturist yourself, Dr. Scott, and very, very talented, as I know about your pulse diagnosis and pain management. So that was getting really great results, okay, with the massage and acupuncture. In the meantime, I'd also been studying Qigong. Like, I've been going to my Qigong teacher for for now it's 25 years. And I'd been learning Qigong just for my own well-being. So I started teaching my clients Qigong as well, so they can maintain their health after they've had their acupuncture and massage, so they could keep going. Then I discovered that even though that was brilliant, there was something else missing. And so I went and really looked at the mindset stuff, and I really wanted to bring in intuitive health coaching and really help people shift their mindset with their thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs that would re-trigger the old trauma or the old pain or the health condition. So I studied 5 healing modalities. I did NSR, NLP, everything you can think of, overstudied for the next 20, 30 years. As you know, we've all done it. Which was awesome. And what actually also happened was that I actually was going through a clearing of a genetic health chronic skin condition from 3 generations as well in my family. So my grandfather had it, my father had it, my brother and me. So it was quite intense, and it started from when I was a child with eczema and hives. And then over the last 30 years, it would flare up at times when I was stressed. So when I was stressed or worried about money or going through relationship challenges, what would happen is I would start scratching. It was like an epileptic fit, and I couldn't stop scratching. It was non-stop, day and night, for 2 months at a time, and I was bleeding over my whole body.
Wow.
And so I was bleeding over my whole body. I was in mental and emotional torment. I felt trapped in my body, and my mind and my body felt trapped. And it was, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Okay. The only thing the medical doctors at the time could do for me was, give me, cortisone cream and other ointments, but it wouldn't last. And I also, have always had a very healthy diet, never smoked, hardly ever drink, mostly eat organic food, hardly fry anything, like very healthy, conscious diet, and virtually no medication if possible. So, uh, you know, so I knew that I had to work deeper to clear this. So this would come up and, on and off for over, every few months, over 30 years, on and off. And I said I did everything natural to clear it. And that's why I studied even more, because I thought I've got to get to the root cause of this, because no one really knows the answer. Okay. Because I wanted to clear it for good. Like, I just didn't want to have to keep on dealing with it and patch up a symptom. Right. So I researched, I studied, I researched, and, basically I've done about 40 odd years of meditating and going within 1 to 2 hours a day, 25 years of Qigong, 10 years of practicing massage, swapping massages. I've been going to my acupuncturist for about 25 years. Like, what I'm saying is I've done a lot, and, eaten all the right food and done everything. So how did I change that? I realized I was trying to, this is quite, what I'm going to say may sound a bit strange if you are a health practitioner, but I had to think outside the box, because nothing was working in the traditional way. Acupuncture wasn't working fully, massage wasn't working, flower essences, shell essences, vibrational healing, Palawa healing, Reiki, nothing was clearing it. Meditation, nothing. So what I realized was I was trying to fix my health. I believed I wasn't whole. And that thought of fixing my health, there's something wrong with me, I've got to fix it, led me to a huge aha moment. So I went inside, deeply connected to my intuition. There must be a solution. And then what I came up with was that there's two sides of me. There was my true self, which is like, healthy, unlimited, abundant, like a baby. It's an open blank slate, and is completely healthy, completely abundant. Anything's possible. Is it peace? Isn't it happiness? Is it joy? And then there was another part of me which was conditioned. So that was conditioned beliefs from my parents, from my family, from society, from my boyfriend, from practitioners, from the media, from everything. It was conditioned. And most of what I was carrying was conditioning and old belief systems about health that was actually blocking me. So I looked in the mirror and I declared, this is over. My true self knows how to be healthy. My true self has flawless skin. I was born with flawless skin. Just because it's a genetic pattern, it does not have to rule me, right? I made a decision. I stepped into my true sovereign being and power, and every single person has that. This is why I'm sharing my story. If you're struggling, every single person has that. This, from now, I've got flawless skin, and I just declared it. It was over. I was over it after 30 years. I woke up the next day and my skin was flawless. Flawless. So I know that sounds like a miracle story, and just be aware that obviously everyone's got their own health patterns and conditioning, and it's not necessarily going to be that way for you or for any of your clients. But it's what I'm saying is it's just showing you what was possible and how I did it for myself. Okay, it was absolutely flawless, like it is now, right? Flawless. No one would have ever known. Okay. So fast forward. Okay, so fast forward, and then everything was fine, and all that happened, and then we had the COVID, and then we had, vaccinations, and we had to do all these other things to comply with regulations, right? And I did the right thing as well, and I got my vaccine, and I did all that, and then I got a reoccurrence, but this time it was worse. So this time, the skin was really bad. It was different this time. This time, the whole face had changed. I'd aged 20 years on my neck. My whole face had changed. This time, it was far worse. It felt like I had a size, 8 skin in a size 10 body. My skin wasn't big enough for my face or my body. So this time, it hurt to smile. This time, it was even worse. It hurt to smile. It hurt to laugh. I couldn't even meditate. And I've been doing that for 2/3 of my life. So there was another challenge, right? Okay. And I went to the doctor, and all they could give me was some ointment. Okay. So I was back to square one. So I went back to the fact is that my intuition knows the way, my true self, intuitive true self knows how to be healthy. And I follow my intuition, and I cleared that in 3 months. Okay, so that cleared. And then at that time during COVID, obviously I couldn't do acupuncture and massage. So I went to my Qigong teacher and asked her to teach me how to teach Qigong. And she taught me some sequences, and we created some 5-minute video and 30-minute video for people to be able to learn Qigong. So I started teaching Qigong online to businesswomen, and intuitive health and manifesting in abundance, right? Okay, so, there was amazing things that were going on. Then what happened later, recently, I had another reoccurrence out of the blue. Now, I thought I'd cleared this, right? But anyway, I had another reoccurrence out of the blue. Talk about challenging. Okay, because obviously it was genetic, so it's 3 generations, so it was in my bones, my cellular memory. And this time, it was actually coming from viruses that were in my body, leading to itching and scratching and everything. Okay, so after about 3 or 4 months now, I've actually almost 90% cleared it, right? So it's 95% gone now, which is great. So what have I learned from all that? I've learned that healthy diet's not enough, personally, from my experience. Healthy habits isn't enough. Seeing health practitioners isn't enough. Qigong's not enough. Acupuncture's not enough. Healing's not enough. All the modalities aren't enough unless you remember who you really are and connect to your intuition. So that's why I created Intuitive Ease Academy. That we all have the power. So it's like really being conscious and aware of every thought, feeling, and belief that is happening. Like I had a thought, feeling, and belief around my skin. And one of the beliefs that was with my skin was I didn't have healthy boundaries between me and other people's stuff, between me and my clients, between me and my partner. And so the skin was like a boundary, And it was like I was scratching in a way because I'd felt trapped in my body. So that was an emotional cause. But if I'd been aware and conscious of my thoughts, feelings, beliefs, stories, and was able to release that emotion that was trapped in my body, I would not have re-manifested it a couple more times, I truly believe. Like I would have cleared it for good at that one time I did, right? And so my journey is that's what I do with clients now. I teach them how to follow their intuition, intuitive health, intuitive alignment, intuitive ease. Is your energy aligned? Are you aligned to your values? Are you aligned to your health values? Is it somebody else's health values? Are you giving up smoking because your boyfriend wants you to, or it's because you? It's got to be all of you to have a health transformation. Mind, body, heart, nervous system, alignment, energy alignment, everything, whole being, because we're not robots. And then I started working with clients like this, and I was seeing amazing results because I didn't realize the power of it until I started working with clients as well. So, I was teaching the Qigong online and to intuitive manifesting and everything like this. And then, I'd have a client that was doing 15K a month. She was a chiropractor, on average, 15K a month. And then 3 months later, she did 44K. Now, effortlessly. And the last 20K was done in 2 weeks, right? And it was effortless. She couldn't stop the money from coming in. People were just bringing in cash. They already had bought a package and they were buying another package and da-da-da. And then there was Diane, she was a EMF trade coach. And 3 months later, she manifested her highest business income in 2 years. So, and then, there's lots of other people, right? So what I discovered was that what was the difference? It was mindset. It was the belief and stories about health, the belief and stories about business, the belief and stories about money. And we were opening everybody's mindset to their unlimited true self. That is abundant, that doesn't have any limitation. That's how she manifested the 20K in 2 weeks, because she changed her mindset around money, and she actually changed her mindset that she didn't have to work hard for money. She believed she had to have 7 staff members, which is what she'd done before in other clinics, to be successful. So this is why I've been specializing and working now with women, soulpreneurs, coaches, practitioners, and teaching more the feminine alignment and abundance and health based on working with your own energy and your own intuitive flow and in alignment with your human design chart. So yes, it just in alignment with all of you and how you manifest best. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I can see what I can see what you're trying to say. That you helped yourself. You turned your health around after so many years, and like you said, thinking outside the box and realizing this kicks ass, and now it's not a fluke because you can replicate it. You're replicating it in other.
And what I do is I do an intuitive reading with the human design chart, looking at their astrology and numerology, but it's just a brief overview to show where how they use their health best, what strengthens them, where they're losing energy, and compare that with their medical history. And so when we look at how each person manifests the best, what makes them more magnetic to clients and money and health, they find their easier flow. That's what happened to Dr. Shara. That's what happened to Diane. That's what happened to other clients. And I've been teaching Palawa healing for 20 years as an energy healing. And now I've actually teach that in my own academy. So the whole idea of it is, by my vision is to teach the health practitioners, the coaches, the soulpreneurs, a modality they can learn in 3 days, so they can do it with their clients. It'll upgrade their energetic vibration to their true self. It connects you to your true self. So it upgrades your vibration out of the conditioning. It's the fast track. That's how I shifted the genetic conditioning, is because I'd also been doing 20 years of Palawa, and I'd shifted that energetically as well in my cellular memory. So that's a fast track. And then if they want to, they can do it with their clients, with acupuncture and Palawa, or, coaching in Palawa, or naturopathy in Palawa. And that way, it's a fast track for shifting their nervous system, stabilizing their physical, mental, emotional health. If they've had any trauma or operations, or been on drugs or medication, or had a lot of shock, that can shock their energy field, their aura. So this balances the aura while still keeping it protected. And that is what has led to faster transformation. So, for example, one lady, the same lady, Dr. Shara, after we were working in together for the 3 months, she decided to do a magnetic goddess program with me, and then work on one-on-one. And we were doing intuitive health coaching with her in Singapore, and also giving her Palawa healings, like on the table over there. And then she manifested 44K consistent months during COVID, because we kept her vibration aligned and her energy strong, regardless of what was happening in the outside business world or economic world. And she also had a lot of stress with her children and what was happening with them at school during COVID. So keeping that stable. And so that's what's possible when people, and this is why I teach it. So you guys can actually give it to your clients and get transformative client results with much more ease, without having to study nervous system regulation, without having to study energy alignment, without having to study learn a whole lot of Qigong, or do all the years that I've done. This is a fast track. And I'm going to be teaching Qigong and my intuitive alignment modality soon, this year. That's a 12-month program. So yeah, it's something practical that I've learned, and I'm bringing it all in a training academy, and everybody can get an insurance and join IICT. So therefore, when you guys are doing it out in the world, that's going to make a big impact through the health practitioners and the coaches and soulpreneurs, because we're doing it multiple levels, if that makes sense. That's why I created the academy.
And yeah, well, then they're going to help other people in the community as well,
and their clients as well.
And that's a ripple effect as well. That helps their families.
Yes.
So
because
cool.
as you know, when we change a pattern, we actually clear it for the genetic line. I felt like I was clearing it for the genetic line in my family, and it changes all the way down the line.
Yeah. Okay. So
because what they say, I'm not sure about this, as if this is true, but I've heard from shamans and spiritual type medicine men that the genetic patterning is carried in the bones. And as you know, from an acupuncture perspective, that's the kidney chi, right? Which is more about the emotion of fear and stuff. And so if a person's feeling fearful, they'll feel less confident or less courageous. But that also depletes their energy, right? So, it's interesting.
And I was going to say, so tell us a bit about the, is it prana?
Palawa? Yeah.
Palawa.
Yeah. So Palawa means radical shift in consciousness. It was brought through by an amazing humanitarian teacher called Kachina Mayan, who's a Reiki master, and it was channeled to her to bring through this. And radical shift in consciousness means that it helps a person shift from their old consciousness of their conditioned patterning and story to their true self-consciousness, their higher consciousness. We've all got a higher inner wisdom and knowing. And so it's the fast track. Well, from my experience, I mean, I've studied 5 healing modalities, including Reiki, but from my experience with clients, it's the one, anytime a client is stuck, it's the one that'll shift it. Okay. If they're getting stuck and they keep on repeating the same habits and pattern or sabotaging their goals or their health or their abundance, that's the one that will help shift it. So it can be done in person and it can be done distantly. So that means it gives you an option. So I do mine on Zoom with clients. I do an intuitive health coaching session, and then they've got the massage table behind me, and then I send it to them distantly. And then afterwards, they stand up and walk around the room, and I make sure they're grounded and everything like that. So it's a very powerful, high frequency, high vibration, energy healing that works on the physical health, the emotional health, the spiritual health, and does whatever is needed for the highest good of that person. So if their nervous system needs support, it will strengthen that. If their finances need support, it will strengthen that. It activates the light from within. So when I give a Palawa healing, it's absolutely awesome. But when I teach it in 3 days, it's similar to 110 1-hour Palawa healings. So it's a high frequency upgrade from just one Palawa healing. So when they come for that, then I teach them Palawa healing on level 1. Level 2 is connecting to your true self. And the 3rd day, we teach them the distant healing, how to give it to someone in person. Oh, sorry, that's not there. So they do a swap so they can see that it works with their clients. And then they do some practice case studies, and we meet online to do an intuitive mentorship follow-up with case studies. So, it's an amazing thing, and it's amazing because now everybody is able to get the membership with the IICT and get insurance. So it's a much more professional level, which is what I'm really excited about.
So the third, basically, you're saying the third level, this kinesthetics is basically, so you're helping the client when they're not with you.
So you can do it like, say you're doing acupuncture, and you obviously go to acupuncture in person. So you do acupuncture in person, and they're lying on the table, and they might have an hour acupuncture or half an hour acupuncture like you do with the pulse. And then if they want the Palawa, they would just lie on the table and you would give the Palawa. So when you do the 3-day Palawa, you're attuned to the Palawa energy in your hands like Reiki for the rest of your life. So it's with you forever, Dr. Scott, and that's why it's good. So you just standing there for the client, on behalf of my client, Mary, we bring in the Palawa energy, and then it comes through your hands, and that is the Palawa healing. And then also you can do it on Zoom if she can't travel, or she's got COVID and she can't come to the clinic, or she's in Melbourne or Sydney or, Perth or somewhere else. You can do that as well.
Wow, pretty cool.
So it's pretty cool. It's and I've tested it thoroughly, obviously, because I've been doing it for a long time. And in this, the reason is my one is a bit different from other practitioners that teach Palawa, is I teach professional development as well. So I've added an extra 10 hours of some 3 hours of online training and teaching them and doing the Palawa distance swaps. And then we do an assessment and a certification. So I teach them how to do practitioner self-care. I teach them a basic Qigong that they can do to maintain their health and energy, how to give a healing or work with clients without depleting your energy, your health, getting drained, taking on their stress. That's what I did with my body. I'd take on my client's stress and wake up, someone had a shoulder pain. I'd wake up with a shoulder pain at 3 a.m. in the morning. So So I would take on their stress because I was highly sensitive. So how to work with clients without taking on their stress, maintain your energy, maintain your chi, vital life force, and how to build emotional first aid. We cover basic first aid, mental health, and client management, client boundaries, the difference between working with your family, your daughter or your son or your friend, and how that can drain your energy more, and how to maintain healthy boundaries when you're giving a palawa to your family, friend, or client, someone else, because it's easier in business, but harder with family and friends of the boundaries. So that is that. So I want to upgrade the practitioner coaching model that we didn't get taught as acupuncturists. We got taught some basic things like, 3 months of, a year and a half of client practice case studies and acupuncture case studies, but we really didn't get taught energy alignment. We didn't get taught intuitive alignment, how to tune in what if your client's not getting the results that they're meant to be getting, or you expect them to be getting, or they could be getting. And so, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's very true. That is, yeah. Don't get me on the school system.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's like I was a sucker for punishment. I went and did a master's degree, so I thought it was going to be even better again. I thought, it's a world-renowned university, and so
Did you do a master's in acupuncture, you mean?
no, herbs.
Oh, wow. See, look how well trained and qualified you are. You're amazing.
So I had, because they don't they've stopped offering it now. So they you can do a double degree now, I believe. So you can do herbs through RMIT.
Yes.
It has to be a double degree. They got rid of it in Western Sydney.
Yes.
The master's program, and they've also got rid of it at RMIT as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
you've got so many gifts to share, Dr. Scott. It's such an honor to, reconnect with you again. And
yeah.
yeah.
So with skin disorders, I found that herbs is better. It's much
Yeah.
better. The acupuncture doesn't cut it. I found it'll stop the itch for a while, but it doesn't get rid of it.
Because it's at the blood level too. So I had to
Correct.
clear
Yeah.
the heat out of the liver, because
Yeah.
every time I got stressed, how if anybody
Yeah.
doesn't
The
know,
liver.
the
Yeah.
liver
Yeah.
stores blood.
Liver.
And if a woman is menstruating, and she's stressed,
Make
she
it
works
worse.
stagnation and she'll get pain. So the
Worse.
the blood is stored in the liver, and every time you get stressed, that would aggravate things as well for me. So yes, it's
That's why I
amazing.
say the depression. Depression is caused by the liver. The liver is the one that gets fatty, and then
Really, I hadn't heard that. Yeah,
So
I mean, I'm
that's
sure it's
blood
contributing.
stasis. That's blood
Yes,
stasis in liver from a Chinese medicine perspective, but from a
yes,
Western medicine perspective, it's a fatty liver. The
yes,
liver
yes,
becomes
yes,
fatty.
yes. Well, I mean, that's a wonderful thing I love about acupuncture and qigong, and all these other holistic modalities. It looks at the whole person, the whole being,
Yeah.
and not just one part of the body. And
What I
yes,
liked about the Chinese is that they connected the emotion to an organ.
yes, yes,
They were pretty
yes,
smart in figuring out that if you're feeling like this, then it's pretty good chance it's this organ.
yes, yes. Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing. It's just I
And
just, and we don't even know, the full percentage of it, because it was translated by
yeah,
Westerners that wrote it into Chinese books. But the way Chinese teach is different, because it's more through poetry and it's harder to
yeah,
understand. Then they had to translate it in the Western way. And because the old way of teaching was done through like working with a mentor, or you probably follow the
yeah,
acupuncturist or the herbalist around for 3 or 4 years and learn from actual live see, do, and hear kind of clinical experience.
yeah.
Um,
kinesthetically you're learning. So you're learning from doing. But
Yes.
I remember a teacher in Brisbane. She's from China, and she said that everything was in a rhyme.
Yes.
If you had a formula,
Seem to be a little bit frozen. Hopefully he'll come back soon. Stay watching. He's going to come back soon. Must be an internet thing. So until Dr. Scott comes back, yeah. So I just want to share that. Just remember that you have the power, and you can trust yourself. You can trust your intuition. That
sorry,
absolutely
sorry,
knows.
sorry, Andrea.
Came back. It seemed like it would frozen. So
Yeah, it's Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi's playing up.
yeah,
But
no
yeah,
problem.
she said that if you had a formula that the rhyme would tell you what the symptoms are.
Wow.
The rhyme would tell you the indications, the diagnosis, and the formula. So the herbs in the formula. And yeah,
Wow.
so that so you were saying that that's how her father learnt. So or uncle, sorry, uncle. So he would go out because they lived on a farm. So
Yes.
there was no they didn't have a mentor as such, and he was too young. So what he'd do is when he'd take the cows out to pasture, he'd read a book that he'd learn the nursery rhymes around what the formulas meant. So
Wow.
that's how they traditionally learn. That's how they turn the formulas into nursery rhymes, and the nursery rhymes taught them about the indications, the formula, and what herbs you need for that
That's
condition.
amazing.
That's
Actually,
pretty cool, isn't it?
yeah, I found Chinese herbs quite hard to learn, to quite honest, because I had to do 2 semesters of herbs. That was part of the acupuncture
Yeah,
degree.
that's right. Yep.
It's quite a hard subject to learn. But what I used to do was make up little rhymes and do little pictures. 'Cause I'm a visual kinesthetic learner, so I'd make up little rhymes and do little pictures of what the herb would do, and that's how I remembered. But I found herbs the hardest to learn of all.
Yeah, because in practice, I found it easier to
Did you?
yeah, because you're using the herb, you've got to pick up the bottle. It's got the name on there, and you've got to remember it. And straight away, as soon as I see the formula, I go, "Oh, I know what that's for.
Oh,
That's
okay,
for
yeah,
that's for this."
yeah. Do you
Straight
do the dried herb formulas or the powders?
powders.
Powders,
Well,
yes,
but I mean, we're Westerners and we don't eat properly, and normally by the time they get to us as practitioners, they got a chronic issue.
yes,
So um, they're going to have to take it for a while anyway. So
yes,
I found the powder is easy to consume as well. Doesn't
yes.
stink your whole house out. Number
Yeah,
one, the whole house just stinks. I did it for 3 months with our teacher in Brisbane,
yeah,
and just taking raw herbs every day, and you got to boil it up twice a day. Whereas with the powder, you don't have to do that. And
yes,
as I said, the whole house stinks for months.
yes.
And the other thing is you can put something with it, so to cover up the taste, because some of the herbs are so bitter, so pungent. So I found it's easier just to put a protein supplement shake with it,
Mm,
and that takes away the taste
mm,
and makes it easy to consume. Because raw is very good for acute, because that's what it was for. It was mainly for acute problems. If
mm.
you got fever was a big problem. Yeah, and they always talk about fevers, febrile disease.
Yes,
True. In the ancient times, there was always febrile
yes,
disease. Everything
yeah,
was febrile. So,
yes,
so yeah, so that was more acute. The herbs were more for acute. But now with these chronic issues, especially in the Western world, chronic issue is a big problem now. I saw a statistic the other day that in the 1960s in the US, there was 6% of the population were affected by chronic disease.
Wow.
Now it's 60% are affected
Wow.
by chronic disease. And we're
Wow.
not far behind. Australia's not far behind.
Yes.
We're in the same boat.
Yes. And that's why it's so important to release the stress and the emotions and
Yeah.
be aware of these things before they reoccur. Like really learn this as part of the healthy habits program, because
And that's the other thing is that I think emotionally and spiritually people have been screwed. They've we've been told that we should be going to do this and do that, and it didn't work anyway. And like 3-4 years ago, and I think people are still trying to get themselves their spiritual, their souls back in alignment because we've been deceived.
Yeah, it's a
Right?
and it's a different time. I mean, it's a different time even when I started with remedial massage, years ago. Now we've got more AI. We've got people sleep with their phones. Please don't sleep with your phone.
No, no.
Please turn your
I recharge my phones in a different room.
please turn your phone off and put it in the living room. Do not sleep with your phone, because what you're actually doing is zapping your body when it's trying to rejuvenate. You're zapping your body with electromagnetic energy, and electromagnetic energy is really quite depleting for the aura and the energy field. I mean,
And
and
radiation.
you don't actually recharge. And if you don't get the sleep, you're not rejuvenating, the yin time of the body. So
Yeah, that's right.
please don't do that.
Because of and also radiation. When you plug it in, it actually spits out radiation up to 10 meters.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a video on it on YouTube.
Wow. Yeah.
It took
So,
me a while for that to sink in, but then I realized, I'm causing radiation everywhere. I love myself.
and so, I remember my uncle when I was a little kid saying, always sit back from the TV. Here's an engineer 6 feet away. Don't sit near the TV 6 feet away. Well, like even probably our screens should
Well,
be a bit.
that's why I've got the red glasses on.
Oh, are they EMF ones?
Yeah.
Blue light ones.
Yeah. Blue, it cuts out the blue and green light.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, I think I've got some other ones here. I could put those on. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I ever, if I know I'm going to be in front of a computer all day, I throw these on.
There you go.
And same with watching the TV or anything like that. I always throw these on.
Yes.
And you'll find that after about 30 minutes, you want to get up and do something because it gives you more energy.
Yes. No, it's important. I mean, these basic little things to look after our health and look after our well-being. One thing that anyway, we'll share that in the last question.
Actually, we're running out of time.
Okay.
I apologize. So I'll go on to the third question, because you've already given us a couple of testimonials, so that was really good. I didn't even have to ask for them, and so that's it works very well, obviously. And what was I going to say? So yeah, the third question is, so who's your ideal client? Who are you looking to help the most?
Sorry, I'm fogging up here, so I took put this away. My ideal client is I work with men and women, but I market to women because it's easier on the online world. So I can help anybody, but basically female soulpreneurs, coaches, practitioners, and because I'm teaching them, specializing teaching them, that they've tried a lot of business strategy and marketing and only getting some results. It's not necessarily, or they're putting a lot of work in and only getting some results, and that's leading to health issues or challenges or burnout. And so that's often a misalignment of their energy or their intuition or their values or their emotions or something. So I specialize in working with women who were like me, too driven. I had too much testosterone, you know, um, because
Yep.
when you're a woman in business, you tend to build more testosterone. It's a focus thing. It's it's being financially independent. It's all that drive. So it's more testosterone. So men need 10 times more testosterone to maintain their health and their drive. That's the way. That's what energizes them. We need more estrogen. So we've got to
Yeah,
be
that's right.
we've got to build our estrogen, not our testosterone. So I was building testosterone, and that led to more stress, which led to viruses in my body. Right.
Yeah.
So we have to work in a different way, men and women, generally. Um, and so I teach women about how to do it in more the feminine aligned way, how to build their unshakable confidence, follow their intuition, build their health and vitality according to their menstrual cycles, but according to their human design chart and their energy field and how they work and their values. So yeah. So basically that, and I tend to attract a lot of midlife women going through you know, uh, around 40s, 50s, 60s generally. But I work with everybody, obviously, but I tend to attract those. And people that really are ready for getting transformative client results without burning out. Like they want to help their clients really make a difference, but they don't want to burn out themselves and they want to pass on something sustainable and make an impact, income and impact.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'll move on to the last question. So tell us what you've sort of already answered this question, but give us some ideas on or information on how to provide lifelong longevity.
Okay, so number one, this is from my experience, always, 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 always follow your intuition. Now, I know that takes a lot because your doubt and your mind will come in, but it's so important to go into stillness at least 15 minutes twice a day or once a day, first thing in the morning. Stillness. So coming back, putting your hands on your body, on your dantan, that's just 3 finger widths below your belly button, crossing your
Mm-hmm.
hands like this and doing the dantan breathing. So inhale through the nose, exhale to the belly, 2 feet flat on the ground. Inhale through the nose, exhale to the belly. So by doing that, you are filling the belly, the dantan, with vital life force chi. Vital, because chi and blood are essential for optimal health.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
by filling that, then that is the core muscles as well. Plus, that's the emotional center. Okay. So that, because you're putting your hands there, you're touching the pericardium 8 point, which is the emotional part for health and well-being and sleep and everything, and also anxiety, heart heat. So you're touching your body, you're putting your heart connected to your body, and you're stabilizing your nervous system straight away by putting your hand on your body, stabilizing it straight away, bringing your energy back to your body. Okay. And then as you breathe in, that's filling your belly with chi. And that chi will be distributed to your heart chakra, your heart, your middle dantan for compassion, and to your upper dantan for wisdom and intuition. If you don't have enough chi, you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough clarity. So doing the dantan breathing every day, 15 minutes, first thing in the morning, coming back to stillness, coming back, bringing your energy. Do not give all your energy to the outside world. So the Qigong masters have been saying this for centuries. Do not give all your energy to the outside world or to other people. Always keep some of it focused on the dantan, which is below your belly button. And when you do that, you will keep replenishing your qi. The other thing is, in Qigong, we say there's human qi and universal qi. Universal qi is the yin qi from the earth and the yang qi from the sky, or the higher self qi. We want to stay connected to the earth qi and the sky qi. and the human chi. So that is like bare feet on the grass, walking, stomping your feet, getting grounded into the earth, staying connected to your body, giving yourself massage, breathing, keeping some of your energy inside all the time and limiting the amount of news that you watch, preferably disconnecting your TV if you feel inspired, but putting a timer on news and doom and gloom so you're stabilizing your energy and your nervous system.
Very, very cool. I told you there's going to be some gold nuggets today, guys. But no one put any questions in, so that's a bit of a bummer, but that's all right. But thank you so much for your time today, Andrea. Much appreciated. And I'd like to talk to you again very soon and catch up as well.
Yes, it would be wonderful.
And thank you, for the gold nuggets today, and much appreciated for your time. Andrea's given us her platform, her details to a website and also to her platforms. So if you do have any questions, you can ask her more about her amazing abilities and also information. And also we'll give her also our details on the platforms that we recorded this, so then she can answer any questions for anyone anyway.
Thank you so much, Dr. Scott. I really, really loved connecting with you again. And I really honor the work that you are doing for helping so many people. And it's wonderful that we can all work together to build collaborative, ongoing, generational health and abundance for ourselves and our family and our clients. Let's do this, everyone.
Hallelujah. All right, so you've been watching the Get Busy Living podcast with the wonderful Andrea Sun, and I'm Dr. Scott from Sixth Sense Acupuncture and the Healthy Habits Club. And you guys have a